Good morning. Happy post-Easter Sunday morning, and I hope all are safe and well. I am excited again to be talking to you a few moments from my sanctuary. Briefly, have a word from the Lord that is found in the Gospel as recorded by St. Matthew, chapter 10, verses 28, 31. I'm going to read both from the King James Version and the Living Bible. The King James Version reads, "Are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? Fear not, therefore, you are much more valuable than many sparrows." That's the King James Version. And the Living Bible said, "Not one sparrow, what do they cost? 2 for a penny, can fall to the ground without your Father knowing it. So don't worry, you are more valuable to him than many sparrows." That is the Living Bible. And in times like we are living in, and we are still confronted with this virus, and many lives has been lost, and many people are sick. We need to know in ourselves that God is watching over us. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches over me. Allow me to begin by quoting the words of one of my favorite hymns. "Why should I feel this courage? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is he. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Let not your heart be troubled. His tender words I hear, and resting on his goodness, I lose my doubts and fears. Though my past he leads, but one step I may see. His eyes on the sparrow, I know he watches me. Whenever I am tempted, whenever clouds arise, when songs give place to sighing, when hope within me disappear, I draw closer to him. For cares he set me free. His eye is on the sparrow, I know he watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know that he watches. He watches me. Without a doubt, that song is a star of the first magnitude. In one sentence, it describes the kind of God whom we are privileged to serve. He is so powerful that he created the world and everything in it, yet he's so tender and he is so concerned about even the smallest creatures in the world. I heard a commercial about a business establishment, and it said, we are large enough to serve, but we are small enough to care. And you know, that's a rare combination. And when I heard that commercial, I thought about God. He is so large and so unlimited in his power that he brought the world into existence by his spoken word. Oh, what an awesome God we serve. Yet, he is so passionate and so down to earth that he spends some time every day watching the sparrow. And let me put something on your mind. Have you ever taken the time to consider what God's schedule must be like? He has to keep the world operating on an orderly schedule. After all, this is God's world. He made it, and he is the only one who knows how to keep it running. God has to set the sun ablaze every morning. He has to know how much heat to give sections of the world in a given season. He has to regulate the sun and keep it in a certain temperature so that his children can survive. It gets too hot, he will all freeze if it gets too hot. But God keeps it at a moderate temperature so that all of his children can survive. And then God, after working with the sun all day and supplying all of us with heat, light, and energy, he has to work on through the night to see that the moon and the stars come on duty and provide us with enough light to go from place to place after the sun goes down. And then during the course of the day, God has to determine which area will get rain and what amount of rain they will get. Some farmers will be praying for rain so that their crops will grow, while some people who have a day off will be planning that what it would be like, so they could have a picnic in the backyard and cool out. God has to decide who gets rain and who does not. He has to determine whether a certain area needs a downpour or just a brief sprinkle. But still, God has to put out enough oxygen every day to keep all of us breathing. Can you imagine just what a mammoth job this is? God has to manufacture and distribute each enough oxygen to supply 5 billion more people every day. God make home deliveries. We don't have to go to the drugstore to purchase our oxen. He places a constant supply of oxen right at the entrance of our nostrils. And all we have to do is just inhale it, and it goes into our bodies. It works. And when we exhale, it comes out as carbon dioxide. Every time we take a breath and use up the present supply of oxygen, God immediately replaces it with another supply. And the breathing process goes on and on. And I'll tell you something else which God has to do. He has to keep the various planets rotated in their prospective orbit. Can you imagine what would happen if Mars and Jupiter ran into each other and a big chunk of one of these planets fell upon our city? Suppose Neptune got out of its orbit, had a head-on collision with Uranus, and we got a few of the fragments here in our neighborhood. That may sound far-fetched and out of the ordinary, but you see, we just take for granted that God is going to keep the solar system working in perfect order. That's a part of his daily itinerary. And then to add to all of that, God is constantly dispatching angels, his angelic bodyguards, to watch over us all night and all day. God sees it that they are on duty around the clock to protect his children from hurt, harm, and danger. That's why the songwriters sing all night, all day. The angels keep watch over me. Well, the amazing thing about all of this is that God, in making out his daily agenda, still include some time for the sparrow. Think about it. That's mind-boggling. God, who has the responsibility of managing and operating this gigantic universe in which we live, take time to watch the little bit of sparrow. And if you want to know just how I know that he watches, I have the authority, stated word of his only begotten Son, Jesus. And as he was speaking to his disciples, he said, "Not one sparrow can light up on the ground without your heavenly Father knowing it." In other words, every time the little sparrow flies through the air, God in his power, providential, protected power, keep that little sparrow airborne. And when it's time for him to light, God enabled him to land again without any hurt, harm, or danger. Oh, what an awesome, what a mighty God we serve. And just like our God watches over the little sparrow, he's watching over you and he's watching over me. I hope these words has been encouragement to you in these times that we're having. So until we meet again, may God's riches and most possession always be yours. Stay safe, stay well. God bless you.